boy James says, could somebody please explain to me why Prince Harry is a living legend of aviation? Really struggling to understand this. Well, of course you are, James, because you probably haven't done much research. Now, he's a good man, actually. Let's have a look at him real quick. Boeing 787 training captain, aviator, tech geek, fascinated by space and otters. In all honesty, the otter's got a lot more talent than most of my students had, to be fair. The truth is, what James hasn't done here is something called research. And I'm going to do that, firstly, by clicking this link. Then I'm going to do something about reading the article. Then I'm going to disbelieve everything I read, and I'm going to do something else, which is further research. Prince Harry recognised as living legend of aviation for services to the British Army. Duke's appearance at the awards ceremony in Beverly Hills comes on the same day he dropped a libel claim against Associated Newspapers. Of course, he's got to have that, hasn't he? He's got to have that bit of a dig there, because the paper has to have a dig. Look at us, we're a newspaper, and Prince Harry's just dropped his libel claim against the newspaper. So it's Sky News. We could read this, but we know it's bollocks. So fair enough. Okay, we know it's all going to be something to twist the narrative, so people get involved in it. They get rage against the authority. So we'll just cover it real quick. Yeah, obviously it starts with him withdrawing a libel claim that I'm not interested in, of course, because I'm not actually researching that. I'm researching something to do with him gaining an award. Now, before we go into why Harry has been selected for this award, and it might surprise you, if you're a prince, you don't have to go and do this. If you don't want to, you can sit and play Xbox every day. But no, he actually went into a helicopter and he flew over Afghanistan. Now, when I first flew over Iraq back in 2005, 6, maybe something like that, Kenneth Bigley had just been killed, if you remember that name, in southern Iraq, and had his head cut off. And I was flying over at the same time. My mum, I remember, wrote me a letter saying, is this what's going to happen to you? So when you put yourself over badlands like that, if you do have to land somewhere or crash on the ground or whatever it might be, you're going to get a head cut off. I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to choose that career. And Harry did choose that career. So as far as I'm concerned, Harry is already a legend, but let's stop it, because I know what James here and other people are trying to say. Like, why Harry? Why not someone a lot more important? If we go back here, James actually does say, look, it wasn't gone to one of the Apache crews for the Juggling Fort thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to explain why it's not one of these guys and why it is actually Harry. Going down here, then, it says it's hosted by John Travolta, and it goes and talks about the other names of people getting the awards. And we shouldn't care about this, guys, because that's not what we're interested in today. Basically, it just says a load of stuff here. But what it doesn't do is actually give you information about who runs this award. And that's why you come to FJP. Who's the doctor you've been told to go and see? It's me. I'm going to give you the answer right now, because I'm going to type something into Google. And all I'm going to type in, guys, I'm not going to type anything about otters, but let's have a look at, So what's it called? Legends of Aviation. Legends of Aviation, Aviation Awards. I don't know. Who owns, maybe, or who does? Who owns? There we go. Let's try that, shall we? Just try it. 21st Living Legends Aviation Awards, honouring the best aviation in this year, will be presented on, I don't care, at Beverly Hills, where they've been held annually since. Right, okay, so who is this thing it mentioned, this here, where it said, by the Kitty Hawk Air Academy, a non-profit. What happens if we take that name? This is revolutionary what we're doing here, by the way, guys. It's incredible. And we do this, and then we'll just hit enter. Kitty Hawk Air Academy. There's a little kid in an aeroplane there. So what is it all about? If only they had an About Us section. The Kitty Hawk Air Trainer was first displayed in 1996, which had great interest from children at the Denver Air Fair. And then it goes on to say, the Kitty Hawk Air Academy received, I think that's a non-profit status, the 501. The goal of the Air Academy is to introduce children to aviation by incorporating the trainer and a curriculum that includes aviation mechanics, history, and career opportunities. The goal of our program is to develop a sense of appreciation and interest in aviation that will carry on into their adult years. With this, we also strive to inspire kids to achieve academic excellence in order to enter into aviation-related careers. In 2008, the Kitty Hawk Air Academy assumed the production of the Living Legends of Aviation Awards Gala. The Air Academy produces this gala as the annual fundraiser each year in January at the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel. Now, let's go and answer James's question, shall we? So James says, could someone please explain to me? Well, I'm that man, James, for you. And if the award has gone to the Apache crew for flying into Juggling Fort, strapping the wounded Lance Corporal Matt, well, he was actually killed in the end, Matt Ford was, to the outside of the Apache under fire and flying him out, I could understand it. Well, of course you could, because you haven't done any depth of research, James. That's the issue, mate. Now, when you do type those things into Google and you hit the return button, sometimes you might have to scroll through a couple of pages before you can read beyond the headlines. But you are in a world that is lying to you. The end. You're in a world that is lying to you. Don't believe everything you read in the papers. Even my mum on the phone this morning was saying, isn't it terrible that Harry's getting that award? It's a little bit deeper than that, Mama said. It's because it's there to inspire 4 to 9-year-olds to get into aviation. Hopefully that's worked out for you guys. Hopefully you've got the knowledge now. As I said, look deeper than the headlines. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.